Hey Passion, my name is Karen and I am a creative here at Passion Planner. I will be sharing with you 3 tips on how to start lettering using our favorite stationery brand Tombow USA. So in this video, I will be sharing with you some of the lettering fundamentals. I think it's really important because when I first started lettering, it was really difficult for me to actually get better at it because I overlooked these things. These are definitely the essentials that you need in order to improve and hone your craft so that you can apply it to your planners, wedding invitations, and pretty much anywhere where you can write. All right, let's get started. Tip number 1 is find your go-to pen. The most important part of lettering is finding a pen that suits you best. Our friends at Tombow have been kind enough to send our team some of their awesome products, and we as a creative team have actually been using it in a lot of our social media posts. So here are some of the pens that we recommend you use for your passion planners. The first pen is the Tombow Dual Brush pen, and this is really awesome for large lettering. There's also the other side of the pen, which is great for just really basic writing. The second pen is the Fudenosuke Hard Tip. This is really great for beginners because you can control the ink very well. I would say that if you are just starting, use this pen only and try to improve your skills with just using this. And lastly, this is not a brush pen, but it is the Tombow Twin Tone, which has a thin tip on one side and a thick tip on the other. This is great if you don't want to do brush lettering, but also once you start understanding lettering fundamentals, then you'll be able to have a little more fun with thickness and whatnot. Also, the reason why we like these pens so much is because it doesn't bleed through our paper. So you can literally use it in any part of your planner, like the weekly, monthly, or back pages, and you won't have to worry about bleeding. So for the rest of this video, I'm going to be using the Fudenosuke Hard Tip. Tip number 2, learn the basics. When you're first starting to letter, it's really important to understand the anatomy of the letters because that way you understand if your strokes are wrong or if they can be improved a little more. So I did this little anatomy chart for you of letters so you can understand the basics of each line and what they signify. This area over here is called the X height. So everything between this dotted line and this line here is where most of your letters will fall. So like lowercase a, lowercase o, and so on. Next is the ascender, which falls right above here. Oftentimes that is where a capital letter will fall onto, but generally it's the very top portion of letters like for lowercase t or b or lowercase h. Those lines at the top is where you want to generally stop. And last we have this line, which is called the descender. Essentially when you have letters like y or lowercase j or lowercase g, that is where the end of the letters drop down to. So now we're going to get started with actual lettering, just the basics of the line work. Using my pen, I'm going to aim to hold this up at a 45-degree angle, and I will be using the basic motions of down is thick and up is thin. So as you're going down, you're applying more pressure. As you're going up, you're applying as little pressure as you can. It's okay to adjust your grip and change your pen however you want is comfortable, but always try to make that 45-degree angle here and come down thick and come up. So generally, if you're starting off, I would recommend you to just use the letter U like this because it gets you used to the motion of going up and down, up and down. And then once you get a little more advanced or more comfortable with it, then you should start doing it in a continuous line. Just getting your hand used to the motion will help you in the long run for sure. So if you're uncertain about if you're going in the right direction with your lines, I would say that feeling comfortable with drawing this out is very important. Whenever you're lettering, it needs to be very smooth, no breaks, and honestly just having the confidence in your hand to create thick strokes when you're moving downwards. Tip number 3, practice on Tombow worksheets. Once you have your favorite pen and are a little more comfortable with some of the basic anatomy that we went over with lettering, then you can actually start lettering. And the best way to do that is with these worksheets. Tombow has these PDFs that you can find on their website, and the link is in the description below. And the reason why I love these worksheets is because as a beginner, It's hard to tell if you're doing lines correctly or not, but this serves as a skeleton to guide you. So for the very first page, it's great because it forces you to focus just on your fundamentals. The first line, for instance, is just lines where you can practice thin and thick, thin and thick. And then it also goes into these S curves and these U's, similar to what I showed earlier. But as you go through every line, you're advancing a little bit. Each line is a step harder, but once you can get these basic strokes down, then you can pretty much draw or write any letter. Again, the motive here is to be as smooth as possible. For the next page, we're going to be using actual letters here. Again, try not to overthink it. It's down thick, up thin. As a beginner, always try to break these letters into single lines. And the last sheet of this PDF is actually putting letters together to create words. It can be pretty intimidating to connect them, but the best way to start is to write the letters by themselves, like it's not cursive, just so you can have a good understanding of how these letters look like together. And now we're actually going to connect these letters. Generally, when you connect letters together, it's with a thin line or an upstroke. It's much harder to connect letters together if it's thicker. To write in ink in your planner, especially as a beginner, but the mistakes are important for you to grow. Just remember that these tips are applicable for lettering everywhere. So whether it's in your planner or, again, wedding invitations or cards, the basics will always stay the same. Thanks for watching. I hope that these tips helped you, and if it did, feel free to like this video. You can find a bunch of lettering tips on our social media and on Tombow's social media, and those links will be in the description below, as well as the free PDF worksheet. If you have any questions for me, feel free to drop a comment below and I will reply. Until next time, see you in the next video.